You're listening to the AJ Anything podcast. I'm AJ, your host, and this is a podcast about anything, your subject. Anything is this. Today's subject is the blues. You know, the blues is so much to me, and it's so much to so many people out there. So I thought I'd give an episode to talk about it. The blues. First of all, it's a color. So it's the blue color. Second of all, it's an emotion. It's a feeling. You know, when you're down with the blues, it's a thing. You'll understand when you're older if you don't get it now. And most importantly, you know, it's a genre of music. Not only that, it is a genre of music, but like within the genre, there's a certain chord progression that's just like the blues chord progression. And it can be like used in different genres. Like jazz has a blues chord progression, but like the blues is a blues chord progression. So I thought I'd take some time this episode to talk about all of what is within the blues. There's a lot to be discovered, and I'm gonna talk about it all. So let's begin the episode of the blues. All right. So to start off this episode, I'm going to talk about just blue, the color. You know, when you look at blue, it's like, whoa, that's the color of the sky. And that is the color that looks the best. I think that's what immediately comes to all of our minds. I mean, come on. You look at the sky and you think, whoa, how did that get there? Like, how does it do the things that it does? Like, what is it? And it's just blue. And so you're like, wow, blue. Now that's a color worth being. And so blue is just the best color. I mean, I'm looking at blue right now on this computer screen. I'm using Logic Pro, and I just see blue. You know, it's blue and gray and black, and it just matches everything. Blue is just an amazing color in general. And you can't ever go wrong. What, you got a suit? Well, you don't have red suits, or only weirdos have red suits. It's got to be blue. That dark navy blue, that baby blue, sky blue, all the cool colors are blue. Like if you had to pick a color that had the most cool colors in it, it would be blue. Like blue has such a diverse, cool color. Like it's cool when it's light and it's cool when it's dark. And it's just blue, you know, color. It's amazing. Wow. Blue. All right, now we're moving on to blue, the emotion. Now, I don't really have much to say on the emotion, you know. I don't really get all emotional. So, blues is an emotion. It's that feeling you get when the one you thought you had isn't the one you have anymore. Now, you hear that in blues the music, you know. If you listen to a song that's in the genre of the blues, it's going to be talking all about this, you know. You had her, and the next day you didn't. And it's like, what just happened? And that feeling is the emotion of the blues. Now, I ain't never felt that in its entirety, I suppose, but you can have miniature episodes of the blues for sure. When, you just talking, and then she like, nah. And then it's like, whoa. Miniature heartbreak, miniature blues episode. Now, I don't want to get too deep into that because, I'm a dude. I don't really have emotions like that. So, yep, blues is an emotion. That's one of the several meanings of the blues. All right. Now, the real good stuff about the blues. Blues, the genre of music. Now, I'm going to dabble in the chord progression type here a little bit before I get into the genre, just so that you know the background of the chord progression of the blues. Your main blues progressions are always going to be 1, 4, 5 blues progressions with the dominant 7, of course. So if you were in the key of E, you'd be going like a doob 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 doob. I'm not sure if that's actually in the key of E. I didn't get too far into music theory. I really wasn't good at it. Anyway, but I understand the stuff, but I'm just not good at perform. Yeah, whatever. Anyway, so if you're in the key of E, you're going to go E7 to the A7 there, and then you're going to go to the E7 again, then to the A7 again, back to the E7, then you're going to switch it up and go B7. Now that gives you that that good blues feel with that, with that perfect 5th, 7th chord, It's really gives you that blues punch in the face. And then you go back down to that 4, and it's like, oh yeah, we're back in the groove. And then you go to the 1, and you're like, oh, we made full swing there. Anyway, so that's kind of the blues chord progression. Always goes 1, 4, 5 with dominant 7s the whole way throughout. Now, as far as that bass line goes, it's going to be bouncy, and the drums better be ready to scoop that whenever they need to, And of course, that electric guitar, he'll be shredding up there. He doesn't even need you to tell him. He's going to do it. That's just how it happens. That harmonica, he's going wild too. Keys, he's kind of staying in the background till that electric guitar points over to him, and then it's all over. Now, I got a little off topic there. I was talking about the chord progression, but I kind of went into just the flow of the blues. I mean, it's something else. If you've never gone out to see a blues concert, you ought to come out with me sometime, because there are some good artists around here in Iowa. The Weasels, Jimmy and the Weasel. They're the ones that I always go see. They're typically at the Nighthawk. I think they're at the Nighthawk March 30th, actually. This coming up. This isn't like an ad or anything, but it could be. I should be getting paid for this. Dang it. I need to talk to my sponsors. They're not doing me justice. That's just Addison Brecky. He's my only sponsor. I need some more sponsors. But, so if you'd like to sponsor me, hit my line. Let me know. If you'd like to be featured on the show, let me know too. Anyway, again, I got off a little bit off subject there, but man, there is nothing like the blues. It's such an awesome atmosphere to be in. It's like, man, groovy, not like a hippie, but like, man, I've been there, when he's singing the lyrics and you're like, geez, that hits the spot right there. And then he shreds on his electric guitar, and then you go into harmonica solo, and he's shredding too in a different way, but still the same, and it's just quite an atmosphere to be a witness to. So, yeah, that's the blues in a nutshell. You ought to go out and see it if you ain't already. And you know what that means. Subject change here at AJ's Anything Podcast. The next subject, let me think. What should we go into? Yes. Oh, this is a good one right here. Okay. Dave Friedman was a guy who was a co-author of a book called 100 Things to Do Before You Die. A travel guide and ode to odd adventures. So this guy who co-wrote this book died when he was only 47 years old. And he wrote this book, 100 Things to Do Before You Die. And he wasn't able to do all those things, obviously, as he died at 47 and at his home, as a matter of fact. But what I want to focus on is the 100 things you do before you die. What would you want to do before you died? I mean, I have no idea. I assume I have enough life left to live that I don't have to worry about that question, but maybe I should start doing stuff now that I want to do before I die. I mean, I don't know. I think I'd like to, I don't know, see somebody famous. Or, I don't know, spread the news to more than 100 people knowingly, you know. I don't know. What would I like to do? 100 things. Now, here's another thing. Think about making that list of 100 things to do before you die. That would be quite a lengthy list, I would assume. I mean, 100 things, all before you die, that's quite a few things. Anyway, some of the things he suggested in his article was like running with the Bulls in Spain, or attending the Academy Awards, which that would be pretty cool, actually. Or something like totally whack, like going to Haiti and land diving, which is basically just their ancient ritual of bungee jumping. Now, these are some of the things that he wrote down, but I tell you what, I wouldn't want to do all those things. Run with the Bulls, what's that all about? I don't care to do that. I'm fine here in Huxley, Iowa, just chilling on the couch with the Bulls on the outside, you know. And bungee jumping, probably not my thing. I go cliff jumping too, and I enjoy a little bit of danger, but land diving, no thank you. You know, and that's just a few of the 100 things that he has in his list. You go read that book, a tribute to the one who couldn't do it all, Dave Friedman. That about wraps us up here at the AJ Anything Podcast. Thank you for listening.